Thank you for listening. If you want to know more about us and our services, please visit our website at www.wsk9co.com. Today we're going to talk about lapdogs and some of the funny things that people do that we see as dog trainers, and also some of the things that people do that can really mess up a lapdog. And lapdog could be an 80-pound dog if that's what it is. Because I know some pit bulls that really, truly believe that they're the size of Frenchies, and in their head they are, and they're lapdogs. But let's start talking about Rambo, who's Michelle's Papillon, who went through some pretty severe aggressive stuff from a young age, and some of the things that we switched in his life to change things over, and maybe some of the things that triggered some of his stuff. So let's just talk about Rambo a little bit.
Okay. So Rambo being a Papillon, we talked about Shannon's Frenchie in the last one, that they were bred for royalties laps for the same reason, to get fleas off of them and stuff. So you would just think that they would be the perfect lapdog, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Beautiful and elegant and everything else. And when he was a puppy, that was how I treated him. And I was holding him all the time, everywhere we went. At that time, I was crazy worried about him getting stuff too, like parvo or whatever.
Yeah.
Not being vaccinated all the way and stuff. So I literally carried him everywhere, to the point that when you would put him on the ground, he would get extremely aggressive with people. If anybody towered over him, if anybody walked in the door, he would get really aggressive because he was so used to being up on stuff. And things we switched around is he was on the ground most of the time after that. But if somebody came over, I would pick him up and I'd hand him to them, so he was on their level with them, and he just was forced to get used to them being there, which helped a ton. Other things we worked on were trust things with us, because he trusted us to be holding him, but if he was on the ground at all, he didn't trust us to take care of him. So we did a lot of trust exercises, which they were really simple things, like just doing downs and stays and us like walking over top of him, and he had to stay there. And he still is a little weird with people when he first meets them coming into our house, but he is a totally different dog now. Yeah. And we don't treat him like a lapdog at all anymore. And he would hate it. I think that was part of the problem, is he hates being a lapdog. Yeah. Rambo is, out of all three of my dogs, he is definitely, like, you would think the most lapdog. He hates it. Yep. You can't, like, if you're actually walking, he will not let you carry him at this point. He's never ever the one that's on your lap if you're sitting on the couch. He wants to be with you, but he's not on your lap. He still likes to be up above things. Yep. As a fear, I'm above you. You can't get to me type of thing. Yep. But yeah, we had to pretty much just stop treating him like a lapdog.
Right. Yep. Shannon, let's talk a little bit about your lapdog and how you kind of handle that whole situation with him.
He is big for like what I would consider a lapdog. He weighs 30 pounds. And most people's lapdogs, I think, are more in the 10 to 15 pound range. My sister Carly has a lapdog, and she weighs 15 pounds. And so I think that the tendency is to circumvent the process of your dog working through things and learning things by picking them up and taking them with you. And so I really can't do that with him because he weighs 30 pounds. I don't want to carry him in my purse. You need like a baby Bjorn to take Louis like that, because he is big. I don't want to carry him. So, I have to go and make him do things. You need to come inside, walk inside. We are going to go in the store. You need to walk because I'm not going to carry you, which is different from what I think a lot of traditional lapdogs are going in people's purse and they're carrying them. If there's a problem, like they want their dog to stop doing something, they just go pick the dog up. And then they don't have to do that thought process of, I'm not supposed to be doing this. I just got stopped and I'm picked up and now this is a whole different thing, So I think that's the difference between Louis and like a small lapdog where people have a lot of problems with behavior. They stop it by just picking the dog up instead of like teaching them not to. So that is one way I think he's like different than other lapdogs.
I have a couple of different situations with clients that one he's a little terrier. He's funny. He's got like a corgi back end, but there's nothing corgi in him whatsoever. But he's got kind of a funny little look, and he loves to be packed around in. And he's a rescue, and he's probably 20-ish pounds, and he rides in a backpack on their bikes. And he loves it. Like, he loves his bag, that he gets to be on their back, and he loves it. But the majority of the small dog clients that I have, we pick them up too much, and they get aggressive. And they start snarling. Every time they go to get picked up, they're snapping and snarling because we pick them up so much that they don't want to. They don't know that they're 10 pounds. Dogs don't have that, oh, I'm big, I'm little, and it's because of what our own emotions that we put onto the dogs. And so a lot of times that's what we come across with the small dogs, is their aggression is because they are treated so like they're little itty bitty, can't do anything dogs, and they really want to do stuff. They want to be able to do that.
I have a kind of a funny story about Rambo after all of that happened. Rambo broke his leg a few years ago. We actually have no idea what happened. But he had a cast on for a few weeks, and I took him into the vet, and somebody was like, oh my gosh, you're not holding, like, why are you not carrying him? He only weighs 8 pounds. Mm-hmm. They're like, he's in a cast. And I was like, he would probably jump out of my arms for being here and break his other leg.
Right.
Because he doesn't want to be carried.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, we put this little dog thing on him, and they don't really want to be that way. And that's where behavioral problems come in. A little Italian Greyhound, the same way. I mean, he was little, but he wanted to run and be with the big dogs and be a part of life. And even the little dogs that we've had come through here lately, we've had a lot of small ones. And that's why they've been with us, is because of their aggression with the owners and the kids, because they're being picked up so much that, boy, when they get the opportunity to run with the shepherds, they are loving it. I mean, they just love that I get to be a dog. And they don't know they're little. They don't think that, oh, I'm little, I should be up there. And so lapdogs can be really cool working, busy, running with the best of them kind of dogs. And I think the size, and, we go from super little to super big, and we've got the mini doodles, that's, the craze, and the mini Australian shepherds. And then now we have the toy Australian shepherds, and we have the toy, even the pit bulls, the pocket pit bulls. It's and I think it's because, well, you just pick them up, right? It's easier to pick them up than to train them and to do things. And so, one, it becomes a look that people are going after, but you just pick them up. So you don't, there's not a problem. You just pick them up. And so you can get them out of the situation instead of train them through the situation. And I think that tends to be where our mindset is, the lapdogs, we don't have to put a lot of effort into, because you just pick them up. And, the biggest thing that I could drive home is stop picking them up and train them and teach them to be a working dog, that's what they were bred for. Whether you have a doodle or whether you have a mini Australian shepherd, they still want to work. They, sure, they're nice to sit in your lap and have lap time. That's fine. But you should still train your lap dogs so that they feel like they have purpose as well.
Nobody can give me an excuse, because Prudence is the laziest dog in the world, and yet she will still go hike 10 miles with us, and she loves it. Yep. Like, her instincts kick in, and she loves it. Rambo, being 8 pounds, has ran a 10K with me before. Yeah. Like, it's stop telling me that they're not dogs. I actually have a friend that she already had 3 dogs at one time, and she found this little tiny Chihuahua thing that she had to keep, and her dogs were already fighting. So I was like, whatever you do, please don't keep that dog.
Right.
And she was like, it doesn't matter, Michelle. She's not going to get bigger than 10 pounds. She doesn't count as a dog. She kept telling me that. And that dog is the biggest nightmare now. Like, Nobody can touch her husband. Nobody. Without this dog attacking them. One of their dogs recently died, so they ended up getting another one. And those two are now fighting. Like, it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
My aunt got a Chihuahua she rescued, and her idea was she wanted the little Chihuahua she could dress up. She got a purse for it. This dog was a terror. It bit 2 people. It wouldn't let anybody near her. If it was in the house and the family got together, even in the crate, it would snarl, it would bite. And I got the dog in the crate, and it was barking, yelping. We were up at the farm. I let the dog out on the hay bales and the other farm dogs were just hanging out.
Yeah.
This dog carried on, saw a mouse, spent the whole day chasing mice in the hay bales.
Yeah.
Came inside, slept. It was calm. The next morning, it was calm with people. Went out with the hay bales. That became the routine. Now it goes and chases mice around her yard. But that it's released and it has a job. It goes and gets the mice.
Yeah.
And then it's better. It gets better with people.
Right.
There's no longer in the purse. She doesn't have to wear tutus. She can go out and get dirty with the farm dogs.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's so important to, just because they're little doesn't mean that they, you should take their purpose and who their identity is away by carrying them around because we can, and we shouldn't do that. And culturally, living in the city versus, the farms in the small towns, at high school rodeo, very few big dogs. It's mostly mini Aussies. There's some Frenchies there, a lot of Corgis. And then, of course, we pull in with the 2 shepherds, and but they still don't pack them around. I mean, it is you're down and working and hanging with, all the dogs and everything that's going on. And so, culturally, I think that we just, in the city, we can pack, we can pick up, we can, not worry about it, where size shouldn't matter. A lapdog needs purpose, and that purpose is not to sit on your lap. That is a nice thing that you have when you have a lapdog, but should never be their purpose, because they do turn into little Tasmanian devils because they don't have any other thing to do but to do that and to release that way. So all the small dog owners out there, if you're training and you're not a packing around kind of person, kudos to you. And if you have a dog that you're packing around a lot, try something else and do something different with them and create a different purpose so that they have a release as well.
You can still take them. We're just saying don't take them in your purse. Yeah. Treat him the same. Like, I treat Louie the same as I did my dog Boston, who weighed like 55 pounds. And we go on the same kind of adventures, go hiking, whatever. We do the same kinds of things, but Louis just doesn't go in a purse. He just goes in the car like a normal dog and walks on the leash into the bank or whatever, He's just...
Shannon, I'm really glad you said that, because actually, I love having small dogs because I can take them anywhere.
It's easier.
It is so much easier.
If you go on a trip, you can fit all the people and the dog in the car.
Exactly. No, seriously. So yes, take your dogs with you, if you have small dogs, but make sure that they're living life how dogs should. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I will never discourage anybody from getting a small dog ever. I mean, I know there's that whole stereotype that small dogs are worse than big dogs, but it's because people aren't training them or they're not allowing them to be who they are. But small dogs are actually a lot of fun, and they are easier to pack around. Watching Rambo learn stuff is the most fascinating thing in the world to me. And Prudence, who is my Cavalier, she loves to work. She lives for food is really what it is, but she lives for it and to make you happy. That is what she will do anything. She's the easiest dog to train, but Rambo is just fascinating to watch because you can see the wheels turning in his head. And he's 8 pounds. So there's no excuse not to train your dog.
No, I agree, because we miss Mitt a lot. I mean, he was our, we had a mini Aussie, but Mitt was to teach him to pack. He went everywhere with us. I mean, and that's why we did the random Mitt sightings, because he would literally go everywhere with us because he was so easy. So yeah, little dogs are cool and they're great, but create purpose for them too, because they're pretty amazing to teach, and they're easy. Probably easier than the big dogs actually to train, but you don't have to pick them up. You don't, and you can, but you don't always have to pick them up to get them out of situations. Train them through it. So,
thank you for listening. If you want to know more about us and our services, please visit our website at www.wsk9co.com. And as always, we urge you to get out and train.